Hi, I'm Kathleen with Buckley Events, and I've got Maggie with me today.
From Black Book Marketing, and we work together on the board of directors for the Charleston American Marketing Association.
And our hat ladies, Charleston hat ladies as well. So
That too.
friends, we do everything together and tons of adventures. And our latest adventure was with the American Marketing Association here in Charleston.
We put on an event together.
I know.
It's a good thing we were friends because we really needed that.
Yeah,
it got us through.
It was very intense and a learning experience for both of us, for sure. So the topic today is Maggie's been getting a lot of questions. I've been getting a lot of questions. Paula, who helped us, Fox Audio Visual. We're doing a whole series of the questions that we've been getting asked by clients and people that are just curious. How did we put on our live broadcast event, which was basically a Grammy Awards live TV show, versus doing it the way we've always done it and in person? So our topic today is really the importance of backgrounds and doing it home versus doing it in an office. You know, what's really the best thing to do? And we were looking at 2 or 3 other locations, and I got in touch with Joseph at Fox Audio Visual, and he had a studio, and I'm going, wow, that's really cool. So that made all the difference in the world. So Maggie and I, before we did this, we actually did our own little webinar because Maggie is doing a series of her own. So we did a 3-day workshop together to learn how to do these virtual events for 3 days and learned a ton because we wanted to be on the cutting edge of it. And I went over to Maggie's house and we're setting everything up, and I'll just kind of let you take it from there of what I did, what you did, in terms of doing an at-home video versus what we did for coming here to Fox Audio Visual and them doing a much larger event. So tell us about that, because I think that's really important. Again, the background and doing it in your own home is totally different than coming and doing it professionally.
Sometimes it's easier and sometimes there are more challenges in working from home. Because I run a virtual agency, I've been working with my clients virtually for years, all over the world, different time zones. However, the key point right now is everybody is working virtually. Almost everybody is on Zoom. So what does that mean? We're more competitive, and we've got to look better. When people first started getting on Zoom, oh, it was cute to show up in your pajamas and your wet hair and your kids and your dogs and the doorbells ringing. But this has lasted more than just a couple of weeks.
Right.
We need to bring our professional game to it. So you very graciously helped me put on a live webinar for my personal branding clients. And because we work in marketing and you work with events, we were sort of prepared to make things look nice. I can't emphasize enough, I don't want to see your bedroom, I don't want to see your laundry basket. That stuff has got to go. So basically, we styled my house. It was obviously a home, but we were going for something a little more aspirational. We kept the background very plain. We seated me probably 12 feet away from the fireplace. And we brought in all the extra lighting we could. Ideally, we want to shoot during daylight because that's the most flattering light, which I desperately need. But we had to put this on in the evening because of our attendees. And I can't emphasize, the more lighting, the better. It seems to be counterintuitive to a lot of people. You think, oh, I'd like to keep that lighting dark. But what happens is it increases shadows and contrast, and I looked like something out of the Night of the Living Dead, which is my normal look, but not one we want to broadcast across time zones. So Kathleen came over, she helped me set up all the lighting, and mostly I want to recommend anybody who has to do something more than just a regular Zoom meeting. If you're doing webinars, if you're doing a pitch to a client, have somebody come over and help you, because you can see things I can't. Because we tend to get a little blind to what's going on in our own homes. I thought I had styled everything beautifully because I am a professional. And Kathleen came in and went, oh, wait a minute, we can't have that door look like that. We've got to cover it with a curtain and things like that. Additionally, I do have pets who are normally very well behaved until you go live.
And that's why it's really important too, when if you're going to do these at home, is have somebody that knows what they're doing to help, again, with the chat box like you did during. So Maggie, when we were doing the American Marketing Association Awards, we had everybody muted so that they couldn't interfere with what was going on with the event because it was live, and she was chatting with people so that they knew what was going on.
So and I'm glad you brought that up, because I see a lot of people, they'll get on chat and their idea of monitoring the chat box is just to say, oh yeah, we're starting in 2 minutes, or here's a link to that. But you want to keep your audience engaged, so quite literally chat with them, especially while you're waiting for the event to start. You can point out people, hey, it's good to see you. You know,
be interactive with your audience.
Keep them watching.
Exactly, and acknowledge them when they come on. Oh, hey, I see so and so.
Exactly.
But back to the funny story. So
which one?
I know. So I hear this clunk in the kitchen, and Maggie and I had dinner before we did the webinar, and there was just things on the plates, sitting on the kitchen counter. I heard this clunk in the middle of the webinar. I'm going, what was that? So I go in.
Because I'm a professional, I'm not stopping. I mean, I can hear there's some chaos in the other room, and I'm just rolling with it like it doesn't exist.
So her dog, she's got 2 dogs, one little one, one big one. The dog had gotten up on the counter and gotten to the scraps and decided he was just going to pull it down on the floor and start eating. We had no idea where that was going to go. And then I think a doorbell rang or something, dropping something off. So that's why you really, again, need somebody else there with you, so that if stuff like that happens, you don't have to go, oh, wait a minute, let me get up and go deal with the dogs that are in there making all kind of noise, or a doorbell going off. And then again, just to kind of reiterate the backdrop, you don't have to spend a lot of money. It's like right now, we've just got a plain black drop, with a lighting on it. Don't sit in front of, slatted window, because that's a lot of backlighting, which is not good for you.
Oh, light fixtures. Talk about low-hanging light fixtures if you're shooting from your house.
Right.
You don't want to look like you've got broccoli head, like something sprouting out of your head.
Yeah.
I've actually had people, when we were shooting, take the light fixture down. Yeah. I've gone and cleaned windows in other people's houses because I look behind the camera and I go, oh, no, we can't do that. They thank me when they leave. The place looks so much better.
And ceiling fans, those drive me crazy. When people have, and this is something that I
fixed. That's casting shadows.
Well, it's casting shadows so you can watch it. And that was one of the things, too, that I wanted to bring up, is when Maggie, we were doing the testing and I had my laptop, getting it to eye level.
Oh my
and
gosh.
not, so we took a few boxes and lifted it up so that
the
camera was looking.
Nostrils.
Nobody wants to see your nostrils. So that's another thing, is be aware of getting your laptop up so that your camera is you're looking, your eyes are looking into the camera instead of down. So. And
also, if you're looking down at people, there's this subliminal message that comes across as you're a little bit condescending.
Yeah. So that's our tips for today.
Don't look condescending. Have somebody watch the dogs.
Yes, and doorbells and all kind of things.
Clean up the laundry baskets.
Just have a plain black backdrop, and again, not a lot of activity on your clothes, so people are paying attention to more what you're talking about versus
we moved things off of the mantle. So there wasn't so busy, because trust me, people, if you can't hold their attention, they're going to start focusing in on what's behind you.
Right.
Who is in that picture? Oh my God, I think I dated him. So you just don't want anything to detract from the speaker.
So hopefully that will help you all with kind of things to think about when you're doing at-home videos.
And test. We ran a couple of tests first. We changed lighting probably 20 times.
Yeah.
We checked sound.
Right.
If you're shooting in your home, Watch out for the echoey sounds. Literally test in different rooms. Carpeting will help. There's
Right.
carpeting where we are here now. It's wonderful wall-to-wall carpeting. Draperies, any kind of fabric will keep
Right.
it from sounding like an echo chamber.
Right, we've got a soundboard right over here to help because there's a window over there. So
Is that what
Joseph
that
put
is?
up a soundboard to kind of help with sound with that as well. So, all right, we can talk all day.
Yeah. I'll stop now. I'll stop.
So, if
We
you
should send out like a worksheet. Okay, have you checked
I know.
this? How's
Yeah.
the lighting? How's the sound? Where are the dogs?
yeah, so thank you.
Thank
This
you,
has been
Kathleen.
great.
It's fun as
And,
always.
Yeah, and if you want to get in touch with us, I'm Kathleen with Buckley Events.
I'm Maggie with Black Book Marketing.